This may have been a mistake. I honestly feel there's only one way I can open this review. One collection of words, a short monologue if you will, that properly summarises exactly what we are getting into today. So rather than trying to emulate that monologue, I'm going to simply quote it in its entirety, with a few paraphrasing here or there. But you can call that plagiarism. I'd like to call that honesty. Because I consider myself a man of logic. A man who is down to earth and lives in the real world, for the most part. A man who has a fairly firm grasp on the concept of reality. Until today, when that reality was challenged, nay, assaulted, nay, beaten over the fucking head with the ugly stick by a blue-tinted hedgehog, his flying fox with two tails, and an echidna with fucking dreadlocks. This is a gateway to madness that the developers at Sega named simply Sonic Adventure. Truly, the immortal words of the nostalgia critic when describing the adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog have never been more appropriately repurposed than when they were repurposed to describe the simply titled Sonic Adventure, the first ever 3D Sonic game ever released. And it shows. It really fucking shows. I'm sure that a lot of people think rather fondly of this game and all that, and at the time it was probably considered a really good game, but I think we all know by now that I judge games by my opinion as a gamer now, and all I can say right fucking here is that Resident fucking Evil came out 2 bloody years before this. Resident Evil. And yet, bizarrely enough, this cute little platformer from the late 90s with a platform mascot, you know, this cute little platformer, this has more nightmare fuel in it than a fucking survival horror game. I mean, this game just comes across as ugly sometimes. Its graphics exist in the sort of nebulous space between the PS2 and the PS1 era. All the advances of the PS2 when it comes to the actual levels, but when the cutscenes start to roll, everything just goes tits up. Especially with regard to Sonic model. Good god, it's like his face can't sit still when he speaks. His entire face moves with his mouth, but it's really fucking creepy. Speaking of creepy... Nope. No. Not yet. I will get to you. The cutscenes themselves also suffer from some fucking horrendous pacing issues. Like, I'm fairly sure this is the first time they had a full roster of voice actors, and again, it shows. Now, this isn't a slight against the actors themselves, although some of them do need to be shot.
Froggy, there you are.
Piss off. I'm not talking about you. Not yet, at least. The problem with the dialogue in this game is that it's awkwardly phrased and spaced out. There are random breaks, unnatural pauses in the conversations, and animations that take an age to complete, some of which don't have the sound quality needed because of the lack of sound effects and audio. All of this culminates in long, painful, drawn-out cutscenes that are awkwardly animated, awkwardly performed, and awkwardly acted by awkwardly made 3D models. For a game world itself, it's okay, I guess. There are 3 different adventure fields to explore in the game, which each have different areas to explore and have missions for each character in those designated areas. The game, however, has a fucking horrendous problem of telling you absolutely nothing of where you need to fucking go. Like, at first I thought that the train announcer was the indicator of where I was supposed to be, but that turned out to be wrong so many times. And fuck that little ball of Navi energy by the train station and her vague-ass advice. There were plenty of moments in this game where I was just left running around wondering where the fuck I was meant to go next. I mean, honestly, it happened so frequently I had walkthroughs on standby. It was probably the worst in Sonic's campaign, but that's probably because it was the longest campaign in the game, so there was more opportunities for me to get lost. Ah, yes. Probably should talk about the playable characters, yeah. Sonic Adventure has 6 playable characters on its roster. Sonic, duh, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, and Eggman robots designated E102 Gamma, and... you. As you can imagine, each character had their own particular playstyle and stage design, and rather amusingly to me is the fact that Sonic is by far the slowest character in terms of his acceleration. Like, seriously, it's like his feet forget friction is a thing for the first few moments when he starts to run, so he just looks like he's running on nothing. But don't worry, he remembers when he brushes the wall of a stage with just the tiniest scrape of an elbow and grinds to a fucking halt. Which you will do a lot, by the way, because the slightest tilt of the stick sends Sonic careening off to Saturn. Even if you don't do it on purpose, you'll likely do it anyway because the camera in this game is the worst thing since cancer. For a character whose entire gimmick is that he runs real fast, the game sure does like putting obstacles in the way that makes Sonic slow down to a fucking crawl. Especially seeing as though it takes him a fucking age to get back up to speed again. And then they decide to put him in the narrowest fucking corridors imaginable because fuck it, I guess. Despite the fact that him scraping along the wall is the slowest thing in the game since, well, really any of the cutscenes in the game. And then they also put puzzles and platforming challenges in Sonic's way, and I'm just sat here wondering why? Sonic's gimmick is that he gets from A to B real fast. He's not a puzzle solver, he's not like a platforming thing. He's meant to be doing things fast. Puzzle solving, leave that to fucking, I don't know, Gordon Freeman? I don't know. And you want to know what's funny? Tails' stages are all literally fucking races. That's a joke, yeah? Like, that can't be real, right? That's real? You're fucking shitting me. You give the platforming challenges to the super speedy, super fast guy who would love the challenge of a race, and you give the races to the fox that can fucking fly. That's some genius game design there, Team Sonic. Genius. What's even funnier is that out of all the characters who have a time limit for their stages, it isn't Sonic. That honour goes to Gamma, the robot. I mean, seriously, this game was designed arse backwards. It had to be. I mean, if you wanted to give the missions that were all races to a character other than Sonic, fine. You know, that's fine. But can we at least give Sonic's missions an incentive to have them done quickly? Give them a time limit. Give them something to make me want to complete them faster. Other than the fact, I want to get this fucking game over with. So yeah, like I said, Gamma's stages revolve around him hunting down a set target in a certain time limit. Knuckles' stages see him gliding around a place looking for pieces of the Master Emerald that have been scattered around the world. And then we come to Amy. Fuck my life. Amy is by far the worst character to control in this game. She really is. She's slow as all hell, despite the fact she's meant to be chasing after Sonic, moves with the speed of a glacier going uphill, and has the most limited attack range of all the characters in the game. And Amy's crawl of a run and her glacier acceleration speed wouldn't be so much of a problem if it weren't for the fact that all of her stages involved her running away from the nightmare fuel robot of death. Yeah, Amy's stages all revolve around her running away from this abomination of the late 90s, which, combined with her quicksand running, ridiculous jump, and short-range attack, is fucking abysmal. And then we come to the cat. the worst thing since cancer. And I'm including cancer on that list. I think I could honestly play audio from the Game Grumps Let's Play of this game, where Aaron does nothing but fucking scream at these god-awful fishing segments, and it would be a more accurate summary of how this usually fucking goes. So here's the thing. All of Big Stages revolve around him fishing for his pet frog, Froggy. And while that seems like it should be a fairly simple, fairly easy objective to achieve, it's fucking not. For starters, you can't position the camera in any useful way, so you can't see where the damn frog is. You have to throw your line and hope for the best. Second, there's a bunch of fucking fish in the pond with the frog, who might bite the line as well. Now this is awful for two reasons. One, you have to reel in the fish successfully because you lose a life otherwise, because breaking the line counts as a life lost. And two, the fish don't bite the line in the same way that Froggy bites the line. You see, when Froggy bites the fishing lure, you have to jerk your rod, innuendo not intended, to the side in order for him to bite down proper and you can start reeling him in. When a fish bites down, you can just start reeling them in anyway. The game does not tell you this difference, however. I mean, I only found out when I looked it up online to figure out how the fuck I was meant to make Froggy bite the line when I had seen fish bite it with no fucking problem. So you continue to get frustrated and pissed off as you repeatedly fail to get this frog's fucking attention to bite the line, and then when he does, he lets go almost instantly. And this would not be annoying if it weren't for the fact that Big repeatedly lets this fucking frog escape. I mean, for fuck's sake, keep damn hold of your fucking pet, you absolute cock goblin!
Hey, yeah there, Jeffrey. No, Jeff, I need you to come here. Jeff, come here. Come here for a sec. Just need to talk to you for a buddy. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Where you gone? Oh, there you go. Hey, Jeff. Hey, Jeff, I need to ask you a question. There we go. Hey, Jeff, come here. Jeff, hey, buddy. Oh, yeah, see, Jeff, this is what I need to ask you about. Jeff, why are cats such colossal cunts?
And I suppose you're all wondering how the fuck Big even fits into the story of Sonic Adventure anyway. Well, that's kind of a hard question to answer because all 6 characters tell different parts of the same story except for Tails, whose missions are mostly just race versions of Sonic's missions anyway. The general story is that Eggman has unleashed an ancient entity from the Master Emerald called Chaos, and now he plans to feed Chaos the Chaos Emeralds to make him stronger. Big fits into this story because his stupid bastarding green little frog swallowed a Chaos Emerald. It's the only reason he's a part of this story. His pet frog ate a gem, Eggman wants these gems. Can we not have a more compelling reason for this fucker to be in the game? Sonic's story is obviously the simplest, he just chases after Eggman and tries to stop him and Chaos. Knuckles, I'm not even sure why he's in this story, his quest to rebuild the Master Emerald could have been its own game, if I'm honest. Amy is only involved in the story because she befriends a baby bird that is somehow hiding a Chaos Emerald up its arse. Tails' story follows Sonic, but he gets his own unique ending where he saves Station Square by himself, which honestly had a nice bit of a character arc for him. And Gamma, I feel, has the best fucking story of this game. And I'm not exaggerating, it's fucking brilliant. I mean, it's awkwardly written and shit, but we see Gamma go from first being put online, his initial servitude to Eggman, then we see him wrestle with his own morality before he chooses his own path to free his robot siblings from Eggman's control, to finally seeing Gamma fall, the last of his line. I mean, I'm serious with this. We see this character go from birth to death. We see this entire lifespan of this character, and its ending is... I won't lie, I got a bit misty-eyed when I saw the end of Gamma. It sucks. It sucks that that's how it ends, and it's just... I wanted to see more of this character, you know? He doesn't even come back in a super secret final campaign. He's just dead. And it's awful. It also sucks that Tails, Knuckles, and Gamma's campaigns are relatively short, only about an hour for each one. They play the best, so it sucks that their campaigns are over so fast. Amy and Big's campaigns are also pretty much the same length, but the majority of all these campaigns is cutscenes, which take forever, as I've already mentioned. All in all, Sonic Adventure feels like a rather bloated game. A technically decent one, but one that's bloated out with cutscenes that are honestly not very fun to sit through. They're rather painful, actually. Character-wise, I didn't really care about anyone other than Gamma, and we all know my opinions of the big furry purple bastard. And if you are playing this game and you're trying to get this super secret supersonic campaign at the end of the game, then good fucking luck to you. I didn't really talk about it because honestly, it all amounts to a boss fight that takes way too fucking long and is really fucking cheap. All in all, I think Sonic Adventure gets a rather decent dark rating of 51.
No way! I can't believe this!
Alright then, that's one review out of the way with today. If you have a suggestion for a future review, please leave it in the comments section below. I hope you enjoyed today's review of Sonic Adventure, and as always, I've been Darkest101. You have been watching Darkest101 Reviews. Thanks for watching. Happy fucking nightmares.